Good morning, good morning. It's like 5:15 in the morning. You can tell, I'm in studio. Black guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't, subscribe right about now. Guys, when you were growing up, were you always told, no, there's a time for everything? Were you guys given that statement? Come back, I give you story.
I give up. I give up. Can't deny that I give up.
I don't know if most of you went through this whole situation, where you're told by your parents there's a time for everything. One of the most annoying statements I have ever heard: there's a time for everything. You know what I mean? Especially when you're growing up. You don't want to hear that. You want to be able to do this. I want to do that. Like, I want to go skating with the boys. I want to learn how to drive now. I want to move out of the house right now. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day in school. In school, Dad kept on telling me, first of all, he didn't want me talking to boys. It was a taboo to talk to boys in Mr. Mura's house. All right, you're not allowed to talk to boys. It was so bad that back in the day when I was still in high school, we still had the landline. If a boy calls you or they say they're going to call you, you sit on that phone. You sit on that phone the whole time because you're like, hey, I don't want my dad picking up that line, and then he hears a boy's voice. Why? He created this monster kind of idea, like if you pick up that phone and you talk to a boy, yeah, hello, who's this? And the person on the other side says, this is John. That's it, you're getting pregnant. That's it. And once you get pregnant, my dad does not want to know. He's going to throw you out of his house. He does not want any children when you're still a child. As long as you're still in his house, you're not getting pregnant. You're supposed to stay in school, read your books, forget about boys. There's going to be a time for boys. Right now is a time for the books. All right, fast forward to university. Again, there are all these boys hanging around Didan, and I'm like, wow. My dad, this is not the time for you to be concentrating on boys. This is the time for you to be reading your books, get a degree. Boys will always be there. All right. I said, fine, I'll try not to date. I really dated. Undercover. I was in trouble, you people. Fast forward, you start seeing your cousins. They're all going out. They're having a good time. You see them moving out of their parents' house. Everything is, it's Missouri. You know what I mean? And you're here. You can't go out. All your age mates in uni are going out. They're all dating and all that. So, it reached a point I was like, guys, Kwani, I will never experience this life. I will never experience this life at all. Like, I feel like this is the time. If everybody else, if all my age mates are doing it, why can't I do it? Cindy, I want to do it. Anyway, I ran away from home to do all of those things. I'm not saying running away from home is good. It's not a good idea. It was a very stupid idea of me, but I did. And that was my path. I did. And I ran away from home because of so many other issues, and the fact that I could not understand why I kept on being told there's a time for everything. My time was then. My time was now. So don't tell me I cannot go out now, yet all my friends are going out now. Don't tell me I cannot date, yet all my friends are dating. You know what I mean? Don't tell me it's not a time for you to think of even other sex or, those things. And we move on forward to the grown woman that I am after running away from home. And you notice that all your age mates now are getting married. All your age mates are working. And then there was me who was, what can I say? There was me who was doing nothing. Like, my job was just to, like, I'd already messed up my life like this. So my job was just to wait for you guys, my friends, finish Jobo, come and buy me a drink like this, and we go home and hey, life is good. It's there. So for me, I looked at all these people and I'm like, why is it that from the time we were younger, it's like their time was then, and me, my time is not coming, because my dad kept on saying there's a time for everything, there's a time for everything. Kwani, this everything of mine, when the hell is it coming? You know what I mean? I have dated, I have broken up, I've dated, I've been in bad relationships. When I mean bad, as in they're over, not that there is anything that, no. I did a lot of messing up, yeah. But yes, I've been in relationships and they ended. None of them have ever led to, will you marry me? But your dad says there's a time for everything. Anyway, what can I say? Life is crazy. So, the thing is this. What I'm trying to say is this. When I look at my friends and I realize, oh my God, they're all getting married, or they're married and they have children, and I am not, I'm beginning to wonder, Kwali, this time for everything is not arriving for me. When is my time arriving? Not realizing there's a whole lot of things happening in the background. Not realizing me going through what I went through, feeling all those emotions that I was feeling at that time, was for me to actually learn and then, you know, get myself together. I think the universe, if I may say, was waiting for that, or I was meant to walk this path. There is a time for everything. I was hating on people for having the job that I wanted, that I'm doing now, and now I'm at 88.2. Hello. In case you don't know, the breakfast show. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the big leagues. Anyway, back to my point. There is a time for everything. When I was busy hating on other people, I should have been trying to focus on my path, doing what my dad used to tell me. This is the time for you to read books. I should have been trying to mend myself, but I wasn't. By the time I started doing it, that is when everything now started coming together. Yes, there is a time for everything. There is a time for me to be on that big stage at Blankets and Wine. And the time came. I was fighting so hard to get it, and it was not at my time. There was a time for me to be at Radio City, and I guess this is my time now for me to be at 88.2. There was a time for me to be on TV. Then there was a time for me to back away from TV. There was a time for me to act. I still do want to act, but we shall see how that goes. All right. In short, there's a time for everything. There's a time for me to love, and there's a time for me not to be in love. There's a time for me to date. There's a time for me not to date. There will be a time when somebody will go like, hi, then will you marry me? And there will be a time I will say yes. Then there will be a time I will have children. Then there will be a time I'll be like, you know what? I need to take time away from work to put my family together. There will be a time for everything. There will be a time for me to drive a car. There will be a time. All I'm just trying to say is there is time for everything. I really hate the fact that I can hear my dad saying, you're here fighting, planning a way to go to a club, as if you're not going to dance to the same music we were dancing to. Do you guys realize I danced to music my dad used to dance to? And it's so crazy that you can hear your parents talk and they tell you, like now carnivore in Kenya, I don't know if most of you know it, the carnivore in Kenya. I think my whole family has passed through it, from my parents to my elder cousins, to me, to my nieces and cousins. They're hanging out at carnivore, dancing to the same old school music that I was dancing to. It is so annoying for me right now to say, okay, Dad, you really were right. There is a time for everything. There's a time for you to hit the club, and there's a time for you to be serious. So guys, what I'm trying to say in short is, there's a time for everything. Do not let anybody make you feel bad that your success is not here. Do not let anybody make you feel bad that you're not in a relationship. Do not let anybody make you feel bad that you're not doing so well in school. You will get there because you're getting yourself together. So take your time, decide what you want, and then go for it. And there's a time for everything. Do not stress. I have been stressed, and let me tell you, the people closest to you can stress you. Like now my parents are stressing me why I'm not married and why I don't have kids, and it's affecting me. Because now I'm thinking, until it hit me, I'm like, wait, it's my life, it's my time. I just started working 7.5 years ago. Oh yeah, let me enjoy the work now. You know, there's a time for everything. So take your time, enjoy every single moment, learn from all those mistakes. Do not be rushed by anybody. Again, there's a time for everything. Okay? Enjoy yourselves. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends to subscribe too. Oh, and by the way, this outfit. Ooh, I need to show you, I think, the full thing. So this outfit is sponsored by Lado Fashion. I don't know if you can see it. Can I go down? Can I go down? Yeah. There. Bye guys. And remember, subscribe. Oh, those eye bags. Oof.